The Treasury Department announced this week that the U.S. government is getting closer than previously thought to running out of money. The announcement sets up yet another fight between the White House and Congress. They are already locked in a very fierce battle over keeping the American government open past October 1st. CCTV's White House correspondent Jessica Stone joins us now live from the White House. And Jessica, the last time this fight happened here in Washington, the credit rating was downgraded and people weren't happy.
No, indeed, and certainly we could be seeing the same set of circumstances in the coming weeks. And really, we have two fights on our hand, but I want to focus on this fight to fund the government. The deadline is October 1st. All of it happening because conservative Republicans want to reduce the deficit. They want to reduce the debt in the United States. They're attacking each and every important piece of legislation that needs to pass the U.S. Congress in order to do that. On Thursday, U.S. President Barack Obama told Americans how they can join the new national health care plan beginning next week. He also assured voters that he won't allow the plan, better known here as Obamacare, to be affected by legislation to fund the government or raise the nation's borrowing limit.
I will not negotiate on anything when it comes to the full faith and credit of the United States of America. Congress needs to pay our bills on time. Congress needs to pass a budget on time.
It's a political battle that's been brewing since May 19th, when the U.S. officially hit its borrowing limit of nearly $17 trillion. The U.S. Treasury Department has been moving money around ever since to pay America's bills. But Wednesday, Treasury Secretary Jack Lew said the government is running out of money faster than he thought, writing this letter to House Speaker John Boehner, warning him that the U.S. government will run out of money on October 17th. Lew urged Boehner and the rest of the U.S. Congress to, quote, meet its responsibility by extending the nation's borrowing authority. But House Speaker John Boehner and other Republicans are digging in their heels, saying they will not agree to raise the nation's borrowing authority without further debt reduction and a delay in implementing Obamacare.
On the debt limit, we're going to introduce a plan that ties important spending cuts and pro-growth reforms to a debt limit increase. Now, the president says, I'm not going to negotiate. Well, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't work that way.
And if Congress doesn't raise the debt limit before October 17th, the Bipartisan Policy Center estimates that within 4 weeks, 32% of America's bills would go unpaid. So, Phil, what's happening here is each and every one of these important pieces of legislation, Republicans are trying to attach more debt reduction measures to them. That becomes a poison pill when it reaches the U.S. Senate. Currently, they're in a deadlock over just funding the government. In the next 3 days, they have to decide on a piece of legislation and agree to it that would fund the U.S. government past October 1st. That's just battle number one. The debt ceiling is the next battle to follow.